I'm Professor Solomon Salako. I read law at the University of London, where I was awarded Bachelor of Laws degree, Master of Laws degree, and Master of Philosophy in Jurisprudence degree. I'm an academic of 40 years standing and a barrister of 45 years standing. This is my fourth university. I teach and research in evidence, criminal law, international law and international relations, medical law and ethics, and jurisprudence and human rights. I have 51 publications, 11 books, including the one I've just written, 11 books, and 40 articles, journal articles, peer-reviewed journal articles, and reviews. My book is in two parts. The first part is to look at the conflicts created by transnational corporations in the regions they operate. And these conflicts often arise from their extraction of minerals or being engaged in forestry, fishing, agriculture. Now, the source of this conflict is that, well, on the one hand, you find transnational corporations exercising sovereign rights. On the other hand, you find that the peoples, that is the indigenous peoples, have what is called sovereign rights over the territory in which these transnational corporations operate. So you will see that in the interest of restorative justice, it is necessary to hold transnational corporations accountable. Either to, quite a lot of people have argued that companies are there to maximize profits. We shouldn't hold them accountable. In other words, we should forget about this idea of corporate social responsibility. We must not hold them accountable for that. But you'll find that, they exercise political power. When you have economic power, you have political power. My suggestion is that as we have international criminal courts to deal with crimes against humanity and war crimes, we can also have an international court with jurisdiction to try transnational corporations. Criminal law, as we know it, is based on retribution. The victims are not looked at all. But at the tail end of the 20th century, there is a movement towards victimhood. That is, we must compensate victims like those victims in case of Shell. If we have something like the Statute of the International Criminal Court, that is, we have a treaty or a convention, a treaty, creating a court to try, an international court to try transnational corporations. Then, whether one country ratifies it or not, as long as the minimum number of countries that will ratify it in order to enter it into force ratify it, it will be binding on all the states. So my conclusion, therefore, is that the extant methods, that is the current methods of holding them accountable: 1, human rights; 2, principles, declarations, initiatives; 3, transparency laws; and 4, voluntary arrangements, are inefficacious. In other words, they are not mechanisms that can actually hold them accountable at all. So we need an international court with global reach, so that those who suffered under the Union Carbide catastrophe, who are still uncompensated, can be compensated. At least they can go to the International Criminal Court. The article that the book is based on, because the book is a reworking, it's a major reworking, it's been read all over the world. Now, if they are reading them in those countries, you will see that they constitute at least half of the world's population, Indonesia and all these places, because they've experienced everything I've written in the book. And there was just a gap that I decided to fill. I didn't consider the history of transnational corporations. Unless you read the history, you will not realize why it is necessary. And later on, the publishers asked me to turn it into a book. I think he is going to strike a chord internationally. Originally, they feel that where there is no solution, there is a solution.